Hi, I'm Wil Wong. I'm a director at the Canada Revenue Agency. It's my pleasure today to talk to you about interview tips. So the first tip I can give you is get to know your organization or your employer. You need to understand who your employer is before you go into the interview, because it'll give you invaluable insights into who they are, what they do, and how they want to do things in the future. And to do that, you really want to do research in terms of web pages. You want to look at any mandate statements they have. You want to look at corporate documents. You probably want to touch on white papers to get that future element, and any presentations. What you're really after is understanding what drives that organization today and in the future. You have to use your network as well. Your network is a key component to getting to know the organization. Do you know anyone in that organization? Do you know anyone in that realm or field of work? You really want to talk to them to get a feel for what's happening there, because you need to understand their culture, their priorities, and their challenges before you go in the interview. That'll be invaluable for you because you'll be going in prepared, knowing the organization to some degree. It's going to help, I think, elevate the quality of your answers. It's also going to help you deal with some of the anxiety as you're dealing with this interview pressure. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is getting to know the job. So clearly you have to understand what job you want to be able to sell yourself in the interview to get that job. So is it a manager's job? Are you trying to be a policy analyst? What is it you're looking to become? What kind of competencies are involved? You need to think of that beforehand, before you go into the interview, so that you have that kind of material ready. Oftentimes I prepare competency write-ups. So if there are key competencies for the job, I'll prepare a write-up for each one with specific examples where I've demonstrated behavior, so that I can have those on hand in my head when they're posing a question about competencies, because it's often the case they'll drive interview questions to competencies. So you want to have those on hand. You want to practice them if you can. Write them out. Make sure that you can actually just speak to them relatively freely during the interview. It'll help you prepare to go through the process mentally as well. So the third topic or tip I can give you is know yourself. Get to know yourself. You need to, I think, demonstrate to most employers these days that you're self-aware. So you need to understand what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. And the best way really to do that is self-reflection. But I find that doing a personality test helped me go through the process. I think talking to your peers and colleagues is another great way to explore maybe what you need to work on. I think really mentors as well. I couldn't highlight enough, invest in a mentor, because that mentor will be able to guide you through a development process long term. That includes self-reflection and advice as well. So those are my 3 tips. I hope you find them useful. Good luck in the future, and happy interviewing. Thanks.